Get the Primanti Brothers sandwiches ready. The 2026 NFL Draft is coming to the 412, the city of Pittsburgh. That's next on Bleav in Steelers. Today's Bleav in Steelers show is brought to you by BetOnline.ag. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs are in full swing. If you want to get a bet or a wager on any of the action, BetOnline.ag is the place to do it. If you use our promo code Bleav, that's BLEAV, you can receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Today's episode of Bleav in Steelers is also brought to you by Melin Hats. And Melin Hats is an awesome California-based brand. Hat wear, you can wear a hat at the beach. You can wear it at the golf course. You can wear it in the mountains. You can wear it to the grocery store. I've gotten compliments when I've worn my Melin hat out. If you go to melin.com/Steelers, you can get started. You use our promo code Steelers. You can see that on your screen right now as well. Receive 30% off your order over at Melin Hats, melin.com/Steelers. Again, that's melin.com/Steelers. The NFL Draft is coming to Pittsburgh in 2026. First time the city will host it, but it was time because since 2014, the draft has been all over the country. For the longest time, it was at Radio City Music Hall in New York, New York. The city's so great, they named it twice. Chicago hosted the draft in 2015 and 2016. Philly had it in 2017. You had it in Arlington, Texas in 2018. 2019, we saw it in Nashville, Tennessee. COVID pandemic in 2020. We had a remote draft that year, remember. 2021 was in Cleveland. We had it in Las Vegas in 2022. Kansas City held the draft in 2023. It's going to be in Detroit this year. Or excuse me, it was held in Detroit this year in April. Next year is going to be in Green Bay, home of the Packers. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers will get and host the NFL draft in 2026. So Pittsburgh to host the 2026 NFL draft. First time that this has happened. And it's going to showcase what's a great city. And I tweeted at the Primanti Brothers, seeing rumblings earlier today that Pittsburgh might become official today. The Primanti Brothers, the sandwiches are ready. The sandwiches are ready. Let's show people what, when you come out of that Fort Pitt tunnel, what the city of Pittsburgh is all about. Pittsburgh and Denver were the two finalists, the cities running to host 2026 and 2027. So by the time you're watching this, we might find out that Denver is hosting the 2027 draft and not the 2026 draft. But the fact that this is coming to the city of Pittsburgh is huge, and it showcases not just one of the elite franchises in the NFL, but in all of sports. And for people to get to see that firsthand is just going to be awesome to see. I cannot wait for this. And again, there were rumblings about this earlier this offseason in February when the city of Pittsburgh officially submitted a bid to host it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what the logistics are of all of this, of where in Pittsburgh is this going to be held. Somewhere between Acrisure Stadium and Stage A&E along North Shore Drive is what the reports I've seen from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. A lot of time between now and 2026 to get all of this fleshed out of what specifically that they're going to do, but musical acts, a fan experience, an emphasis on youth football, an emphasis on flag football, and just to showcase everything that there is across the city. So one thing that the Steelers and the NFL are going to have to work out is if you're going to host the draft at the end of April, you're into baseball season, are the Pirates going to be on the road, given the proximity between where the Pirates play and where the Steelers play and where a lot of the draft festivities will happen. But again, a lot of time to sort this out. And I'd imagine that the Pirates would likely be out of town for this weekend during the draft that is held, just because it's such a big spectacle. And maybe you could use PNC Park in some capacity as part of the festivities to see the Pittsburgh skyline, the banks of the Three Rivers, and what's just an absolutely scenic, stunning view of the city of Pittsburgh, and have the skyline as a backdrop, I think is going to be really, really special. But if you're just tuning in, just watching this for the first time, I wanted to go live to share my enthusiasm and my live reaction City of Pittsburgh is going to host the 2026 draft. A lot of people checking in. Jared Devil saying, finally in Pittsburgh, 2026, about time. Autumn saying, I'm excited for the 2024 season. I feel like it's going to be a great year. Yeah, OTAs are well underway. So we'll have reaction to that here on Bleav in Steelers in the coming days, along with my guy Ike Taylor at Troy Polamalu's charity event at Acrisure Stadium. Looked like he was what he would say cutting up as part of Troy Polamalu's inaugural Resilience Bowl. It's a charity, benefits the Neighborhood Resilience Project. So a lot of Steelers legends participating in that. Really excited to talk about that with Ike here later this week here on Bleav in Steelers. Richard saying LFG Steelers 100% deserve this. Yeah, this is one of the NFL's premier franchises. Makes a lot of sense that the 2026 draft is going to be held here in Pittsburgh. It's really exciting. And again, let me just go through the cities that have had it. Obviously, New York, and I used to love watching the Jets fans boo whichever pick they would pick growing up as a kid. But Chicago's had it. Philly's had it. Jerry World's had it in Texas, Nashville. You had the remote year in 2020 with the pandemic. You had Cleveland, Las Vegas, Kansas City. Again, Detroit held it this year. Green Bay will have next year's. And the city of Pittsburgh and the Steelers will have the draft hosting it in 2026. Very excited to see what all of this entails, but there's going to be a lot of excitement this weekend. And to see the next generation of talent come into the league and to see the Steelers and the city of Pittsburgh showcased on that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the draft is just going to be a special event for the city of Pittsburgh. I cannot wait to get my guy Ike Taylor's reaction to this, to see, could he ever foresee something like this happening when he was a player for the Steelers from 2003 to 2014? And again, to ask Ike about that Resilience Bowl charity game that he participated in with Troy Polamalu and a lot of the Steelers legends. That's pretty much all I've got. We'll see, you'll see various reports about potential economic impacts. Again, Pittsburgh getting it instead of Denver. I'm curious to see if Denver gets it in 2027. By the time you're watching this or listening to this, you very well might know that answer. But I'd also want to know, if you're watching this too, potentially where should the NFL go next? Because the NFL has gone all over the country. I think Denver would make a lot of sense, just considering that you want to showcase the premier franchises that this league has to offer, and to do it in a city that can host a big-time event like this is certainly exciting for Pittsburgh and for the Steelers as well. But where do you want to see it next, considering draft has been all over the country now at this point? So where do you want to go next beyond Pittsburgh? And again, the Primanti brothers are ready once we get to late April of 2026. Not willing to wish my life away, because I can't wait to see what happens this coming season for the black and gold. My name is Mark Bergin. Thanks for watching another edition of Bleav in Steelers. Quick reaction, quick pod today. I want to thank today's presenting sponsors of Bleav in Steelers, both BetOnline and Melin. If you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Apple and Spotify, 5 stars only. My name is Mark Bergin. I'll be back later this week with more Steelers coverage here on the Bleav in Steelers show. Until then, take care, and so long, everybody.